G'day folks, well I'm very pleased to be able to present to you another Traiphum puzzle. Let's get it open. Well, this is absolutely beautiful. The stickers here are so vibrant, this looks just awesome. This of course is a Hexaminx crystal. Now let me explain briefly what a Hexaminx crystal is. You of course know about the Megaminx. That there is the Hexaminx, which of course is the shape transformation of a Megaminx into a cubic shape. And this is the one, I know that there have been some handmade versions. This is the Tony and Traiphum and Calvin's puzzle version. I think this retailed for around $40. Well worth the money. A great puzzle, and if you saw my unboxing video you would have seen how completely clueless I was as to where to turn. I'm a little more clueful now, but this is a fantastic puzzle and really an amazing thing I think to get a Megaminx or a dodecahedral shape back into this sort of thing. Well then if we compare the Megaminx to the Pyraminx crystal, you can see there they're similar, but obviously the cuts are different on the Pyraminx crystal, and so we turn a face on this thing. That's how we turn a face on that thing, and it moves the same pieces but some more as well. So you can see that this turn moves edge, corner, around like that. Well, this one's got edge, corner, but it's also got these other edge pieces here. So it is a different solve, and I would say this is a more difficult puzzle. I wouldn't say that the Pyraminx crystal is a massively difficult puzzle, but it's certainly different, but it's still a dodecahedron shape, and so that'll turn around like that. And what Traiphum has done is change a Pyraminx crystal into a cubic form, and so this is his Hexaminx crystal. Now this, I'm going to hope that it turns similarly, and I know he spent a lot of time on this, and I don't want to give any other impression than he was extremely keen to make it the best that he could, and he wanted to make sure things were tickety-boo before he sent it off. And I don't mind waiting in situations like that. In fact, it's a great thing to be able to deal with such a gentleman, a kind person, and a real pleasure to be able to buy things from him. So thank you Traiphum for this puzzle. Let me see if I can actually turn it initially. I think, oh there we go. Now this, it sounds quite similar, I think, to that one. I don't know if mine's a QJ or a Mephits or something else. I think it's a QJ, but I'm not really sure. And I don't know what this one is made from, to be honest. I know that this puzzle looks as beautiful as any of his others, and the finish on it is just exquisite. The stickering, we'll have a good look at that in a minute, but in terms of the turning, obviously it'll turn like that, and in case you're wondering, later in the video, yes, I will give it a good full scramble. But sticker colours here, we've got the standard colouring scheme, so we've got the same order as all the other colours. Beautiful coloured stickers, and as I say, the finish on this puzzle is just fantastic. Looks great, and I would imagine the stickers were hand cut, and I know all of this has been hand modded, extended and filled and all of that by Traiphum. That's why his puzzles take so long to make. He does a great job, and it's all hand done. So again, let's have a look at how this turns. Let's try and scramble it up a bit. I think I've got more of the hang of this. Now for my own benefit, before I actually do that, I'm just going to have a think about what's where. In terms of a Pyraminx crystal, there's actually no fixed centerpiece. There are, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners and 5 edges on a face. So I would imagine that if I'm turning it like that, that's where those things meet. And so, which is which? I think that would be the edge there, and that would be a corner, that would be a corner. I must be right. Gee, I hope I'm right about that. But just like the Hexaminx, we've got different kinds of corners. So we've got that and that. The edges all seem to be, in fact, this should be good to have a little comparison, shouldn't it? So on the Hexaminx here, when we turn that, you can see that that was the centerpiece. In terms of the edges, we've got a little edge here that you can see and one coming across there. We've got that single color edge. We've got a couple like this. So we've got two corresponding edges of those colors. Then the corners, we had the three colors, and we had corners that looked like edges as well. So we've got a couple of those corners, and 1, 2, 3 of these. That's why it's such a challenging puzzle visually, because you wouldn't expect them to be corners. So the same sort of thing on here, when I look at how this is turning, and I can see that's where they're meeting. Well, what have I got? I've got a corner. I've got two corners like that, which are very similar to the original corners on the puzzle. I've got two corners which are large triangular pieces like that, and that must mean I've got the fifth corner there, which is that white one. And then if I consider, obviously in between the corners, it must be the edges. So I've got two of these green-white edges on that face, a green-red and a green-orange edge there, and this one here is also then an edge. And I think we can see as I turn that face, we can see what I was talking about before, it's also taken that edge with the other ones there. So in terms of the Traiphum crystal, of the turn, or the pieces that it moves, we've got those normal pieces, but then it's also taking these other edges around there. So I'm going to keep that in mind when I go to have a solve of this. But yeah, let's get on with it. Let's see if I can get this scrambled properly, hopefully into a really nice shape. I'm less clueless than I was with the Hexaminx, but not, I would say, completely clueless. This, of course, isn't the first time I've seen the Hexaminx. I know Traiphum presented it a few months back, and I must admit I just looked at it, saw it, and thought, well, if there's any way I can get my hands on one of them, that's a must-have. And this is already looking very, very cool. I'm sure you'll agree. I'm taking my sweet time, I'm aware of that, but I would much rather do that and look like I have a clue what's going on. And also, I think this one is not, from what I can feel as I'm turning it, I don't think this is quite as stable as the Hexaminx, and I think that's because of the base puzzle. I don't think the base puzzle has the same solid feel as a Megaminx. So certainly my base Traiphum crystal doesn't, and so that's why I'm not expecting this to be a puzzle that you would want to speed solve with. Then again, I don't think any puzzle that I have I'd want to speed solve with. But I'm pretty happy with that little scramble. That looks quite good. I reckon I've got most of the pieces not where they should be. You can see that that is indeed a beautiful looking puzzle. And that's it compared to the Traiphum crystal next to it. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this, and this has come on Christmas Eve. So that is a nice little Christmas bonus for me. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I want to say a quick word. Being Christmas time, thanks so much for all of your support to those who watch my videos and who follow along. It means a great deal to me. It's not just my channel, it's your channel in a very real sense. If it wasn't for you guys, then this would be fairly pointless. So I want to let you know that I appreciate the encouragement you throw my way, and the kind comments you make and things like that. It's been a very interesting year, and I certainly hope to be back next year with some more videos. I wish all of you and your families the very best Christmas. Try not to eat too much. I've got to say that to myself as well. Stay safe, Enjoy the time with your families. All the best and Merry Christmas to you.